Some dreams dissolve with time. They fade into fog. They blur at the edges. They lose their color. And then there are the others, the ones that remain sharp, the ones that do not feel like dreams at all. I have one of those. It comes from my childhood. True, I cannot say exactly when. It feels older than any specific year, older than a house, older than memory. In it, I live beside a pond. Not the house I grew up in, not any house I recognize, but I know it, the way children know places that do not exist. The pond is beautiful. It always begins that way. The air is warm, the sun low but golden. Dragonflies skim the surface of the water in quiet arcs. White lilies float near the bank, yellow ones further out. Their petals clean and open, almost luminous. The water looks shallow, inviting, safe. I am small in the dream, bare knees, dirty fingertips. A dress that brushes the grass as I kneel by the edges. And I remember the stillness, not silence, stillness, the kind that makes you aware of your own breathing. There is always one lily that stands apart, just beyond reach. Perfect. The kind of beautiful that feels intentional. I lean forward, rest my hands in the grass, stretch my body. The air feels firm, dependable. I reach further. My fingers almost brush the cool edge of a petal. I tell myself, just a little more. Every time, just a little more. And every time, the ground disappears. There is no sleeping, no splash that I remember clearly. Only a sensation like a page being turned too quickly. The world flips, the sky vanishes, and I am inside the water. The pond is not shallow, it is bottomless. The light above fractures, breaking into strange pale shards. The warmth vanishes, the air vanishes, the water is colder than it should be. It clings to me immediately, heavy, pressed against my skin like damp fabric. Then I feel the weeds. They brush my clothes gently at first, like curious hands. Then they tighten around my ankles, my knees, my waist. They are soft but unyielding, threading themselves between my fingers when I try to pull free. I kick. The water gives no space. It resists every moment as if it is thickening around me, becoming deliberate. Above the surface, I hear the wind begin to howl. I look up. The sky is dark now. When did that happen? The sun is gone. Clouds turned in silence. I burst through the surface. I gasp. Air floats in, and before I can fill my lungs fully, something pulls again. Down. It is not sudden. It is steady, measured. I surface again. My arms flare. Water splashes, but no one comes. I think of my parents. I imagine them standing at the window, watching, not moving. This part always hard. The certainty that someone is close and choose not to see. My mouth opens to scream, but the sound dissolves in water. I taste mud, iron, something bitter. My chest begins to burn. My limbs grow heavier. The weeds now feel different. Not plants, not natural. They seem to move with intention, curling up my things, resting at my ribs, brushing my throat. I cannot tell if they are restraining me or if I am simply too tired to fight. And then the grief comes. It's not fear, it's not panic, it is a vast, impossible sorrow that seems older than I am. It begins in my chest, then spreads outward like ink dropped in water. It reaches my shoulders, my fingers, Even my scalp feels heavy with it. I realized something then. The pond does not want me dead. It wants me quiet. There is a difference. My body stops struggling. The water grows calm. The wind above softens. The surface becomes smooth again. I began to sink slowly. I watch the light above discharge. It's beautiful in a terrible way. White lilies float untouched above me. They do not move. They do not sink. They remain perfectly clean. My lungs burn. My mouth fills. The water enters me. It feels like swallowing absence. There is pain, but it is distant, muted. What I feel most is that grief, that enormous, lonely grief, as if I am being folded into something that has been waiting for me for a very long time. And just before the world goes black, I wake up. Every time my room is dark, my sheets twisted around my legs, my heart pounding. For several seconds, I cannot tell which air is real. I sit up slowly. The night hums gently around me. The house is quiet. I always go to my parents' room. Every time I stand in the doorway, watch them sleep, listen to their breathing, the soft rise and fall of their bodies. I wait for proof that I'm still here, that they are still here, that the world has not shifted. Eventually, I return to my room, sit on the edge of the bed, repeat the words, "It was just a dream," over and over, until the sentence loses meaning, until my heartbeat slows, until the air feels normal again. And then, inevitably, I look at the bedside table. There is always something there. Sometimes it is subtle, a faint damp mark on the wood, a smell of algae, a single stand of something green near the edge of the floor. But one night when I was very small, there was a glass, a simple glass of water, and inside it, resting upright, was a white lily, fresh, perfect, drops of pond water still clinging to its petals. I did not scream. I did not move. I simply stared, because something inside me understood the pond was not finished. It had only let me surface.